So, not sure what happened if we got disconnected while I stepped away. But hopefully we're back. It didn't seem to be registering the stream even though it said it was still going, so someone can give me a thumbs up in the chat. That we were back, that would be good. And yeah, if I was still streaming, you would have seen me late back to the table and miss some nice hands. My puppy is definitely costing me some EV, that's for sure. But still in second of 21 on coin. I think the late reg is over, and I guess top 7 get paid. Jump back into Russian cash. That was very weird. A little weak with these queens to be calling out the big blind. Probably want the deuce to be connected. King 8, Jack 5. Potentially going to be deep against the big blind opposition. Probably just let this go. Tough hand to check call on. Oh, this guy has 8 BB. Does have the 4 and the diamonds, just in case. Do we want to ISO? Probably not. With this guy behind though, maybe we do. With the 10 big blind stack. Maybe this is a little weak to call. Obviously not folding the flop, so just let's get it in. Didn't get snapped, which is nice. Okay, so we have someone in the chat. Yes, looks like we are back. I don't know what happened with the other stream. Hopefully you guys can follow along. And We just don't have a good bluff catcher. So I'd rather bet fold than call like a pot size bet. I don't think people are like raising too many pairs there, but they might bluff with them, depending on the side cards. Can we get a squeeze from the short stack? We basically don't have too much equity against the raising hands and block the bluffing range, so I'm fine just stabbing here and bet folding. It's pretty hard to continue without a king, without our specific blockers. And maybe if the deuce was a little higher, we would have some leads here. I mean, we're obviously not folding. Bad card not having a diamond, and obviously decent amount of kings in his range. Do we want to check call? Probably not without a diamond. We probably just want to fold. Realistically, we could have like, I don't know, like 6 outs, maybe 8. And we get pretty gross rivers like that. Check. Not the turn we were looking for. We have to defend a good amount of our range, but this might just be a bit too weak. What is up, Justin? How do I like coin? Well, okay. I guess we're getting it in. We do block his like limp raising range here. And we unfortunately run into the aces. Now we get the aces. We have a 3 here, multi-way. What was the action? I guess I res and got called. Pretty great turn. I don't know that he's gonna call two with diamonds. Obviously, very unlikely he has aces. Question is he gonna bet a flush, which is obviously a likely hand that he has now. And we can go for the check raise. I think probably makes sense. I think we'll stab some 3x on the flop. And I won't have too many nutted flush draws given that, you know, ace of diamonds turns, but he does check back. And okay. Yeah, Rob, sorry about that, mate. Don't know what happened. Apparently I lost connection while I was taking my puppy out, so not only did I get back to the tables late and miss some hands, I also was like, wait, I'm disconnected from GG, and then it said my stream was still running, but like it didn't really seem to be working. So just have to start a new one. Hopefully everybody is back. Pretty good flop on the left, especially with the nines and rainbow. We get led into. And a call. I think we are going to go for the raise with the backdoor flush draw and the nines, making it less likely that we're getting free rolled. Yikes. I mean, against two people calling a raise on the flop, right? Like, I have two nines. Both people can't have straights. I mean, I guess they can, but pretty unlikely. We do have an 8. We do block a club. I would just rather have like a 10 or a 6 here, to be honest. And I think we have to fold. I don't think the 8 is the relevant blocker at this point. Especially with 9-9. I mean, what are the continues? It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. Let's see if we get a showdown. Do not shows the bluff. Shows the bluff. I have a 2 backdoors here. I think I'm gonna lead. I mean, this hand doesn't have great turn playability. But good fold equity on the flop. I'm actually gonna check on the right. I mean, we have shot here. I'm just gonna fold. There's some turns that we can bluff. That being one of them, I guess. And then just folding river. Would have bluffed some clubs, would have bluffed some board pairs. Probably like ace 4 or something like that we just lose to. Oh. Nice. I mean, I think he does want to follow through on that river. I mean, so many draws brick, and he unblocks like all of them. He doesn't block pairs, he doesn't block the Broadway straights, and obviously doesn't really have any showdown. Well, pretty big on the right, 2 pair and open-ended on the rainbow board. I think I am actually going to raise small here, given that there's hands that we can obviously crush. So a nice pot on the right. And 2 power. Don't need protection for much. We do have 5, which helps us a bit. Some of the straight draw blockers. So just gonna be check calling turn. And into 4 people. And he's the guy obviously with the uncapped range, no pair blocker. Can we fold to 1 bet? Yeah, probably exploitatively. I don't know how many times I call in that spot and get shown a bluff. I think probably I'm going to check rip this hand. I think I'll see a decent amount of aggression on a board like this. Obviously, not a fun turn. I think we do want to bet it though. We can't really call. And gonna be all in on the right, unfortunately, with a very marginal draw. Very loose turn call. Oof. That was not pretty on the right. But for a pot size bet left, can't really fold. So we lose a big pot. Problem is it's going to be tough to get straights to fold, which we don't block here. So would rather have like an 8. And just standard check back on the left with pretty weak hand. Turning a decent hand. Still don't know that we want to bet here, to be honest. I think checking back is fine. Is he not blocking a spade? He can raise here and put us in some pretty gross spots. And I just don't think he has hands to bluff catch us, even though I think we have the best hand almost all of the time. I don't see him calling with like pocket 9s or like 9-10. Maybe he does. And I think this card hits his range too hard to bluff, and given that, I mean, we do have a diamond, but I think he just has more hands that he's going to be able to bluff catch with if we do float there. He's opening pretty wide. So I want to 3-bet a little lighter here, and obviously fold to 4-bet. And these aren't great kings. My kings were a bit better. I could flat. But I'm just so far ahead of the calling range. Hold aces. Oh, come on. Snap call over here. I mean, it's gonna go 4-way. I guess we have to call. Not the flop we were looking for. So I am actually gonna bet this flop even though we have marginal hand. Because our hand doesn't play well 4-way. We do have a nut gut shot. And we turn the open ender into flush draws, so we will be getting this in. Hopefully we can hit. And we're obviously not folding. Ay, ay, ay. Yep, that makes sense. Wow, that is an unfortunate river. So we're quickly back down to the bottom in the 200. We've been here before though, people. We've been here before. Yeah, I'm bet folding against even the small raise size here. I mean, we have a bunch of cards that we can barrel on. And obviously, pretty good board for us versus the big blind. But not that many turns that we can call. At 10 BB. I don't know if we're stacking off with this. And kind of instantly regret it. This is a bit of a punt, slash probably a little tilty. And SPR1, I mean, we're getting this in with Baron double gutter. And that is the best case scenario. Let's do it! Back up to 17 BB. So 7 places paid, but I mean, it's pretty nice kings, so I'm not gonna mess around even though it's a small bet. I think we have to call 1, backdoor straight draw, 2 pair outs. I mean, basically lose to aces. And then just folding to the incoming shove on the turn. Hit him. Alright, this could be the tournament life on the line, depending if we get a raise here or not. We ideally want the button raise, just because that'll likely be the widest range. Okay, take down a nice pot and then flop top set. What I will have some leads on. I'm actually going to lead this with not great turn playability. I don't necessarily want to check raise. And still have a sizable SPR on the turn. Or not sizable, but a tough one to play if a bunch of different cards hit. Hey Rassam, how's it going? Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Here I actually don't want to bet small. I often would, Even though we have good blockers. But when this guy's this deep and we're this short, he can apply a ton of pressure to us by check raising, and obviously we can't call. Question is, do we want to call a small bet here? I think in certain situations the solver would, because we have showdown value if it checks down, but I don't think this is ever going to check down. This might be pretty nitty to that size, but I'm gonna let it go. And this is just a tough hand to play at post flop, even though we have to defend like 80% of our range. Decent blockers to continuing range and some equity. And then just giving up once we get called. Okay. Bear open ender. Does make our queen of spades more valuable because it's a limp pot. There's going to be less nut flush draws there, but unreal. Alright, well, that is it for the 200. Tough beat, tough beat. And so I think that is going to be it for me today. We'll finish up this hand. I'm definitely going to bet the tens. Obviously, I'm blocking King X and hearts. Smaller bet sizing, given that we checked back the flop. And yeah, unfortunate run today, but still doing well on the tournament grind. I think roughly like a 40%-ish ROI, which is pretty solid, no luck today though, but as always, thanks for tuning in, and good luck at the tables out there.